Hey, I just finished watching Sin Takes a Holiday, a 1930 pre-code drama comedy. I don't know, by with starring Constant Bennett, Robert Robert McKenna. I think it's Robert McKenna and Basil Rathbone, Sherlock Holmes, or probably to modern audiences best known. A It kind of started out slow. Constant is a definitely pre-code because Constance is a secretary who gets hired by her boss to marry her because he's got a mistress. He likes to only date married women, but his mistress is getting a divorce, and that means that she's going to his mistress is then going to want to marry him. So he quickly marries Constant Bennett. It's strictly a business arrangement. Of course, Constance's character is actually in love with him, and but she agrees to it, and he ships her off to Paris. On the boat over, she bumps into Basil Rathbone's character, who she knew from earlier, who is very much kind of suave. He rampages his way through the ladies without getting attached. And it kind of he takes her under her wing in Paris. She is supposedly drab and uninteresting, but gets all dressed up in the coolest frocks and kind of fipperies of kind of very kind of flapper, roaring 20s kind of fashion. It gets taken pictures of. This comes back to America, where Gaylord, which is what Kenneth McKenna's McKenna's character gets this thing's like, oh my god, she's actually a beauty now, and sort of falls in love with her over these pictures, and maybe also a little bit of jealousy of, oh, so Basil Rathbone's character wants her. The mistress is not pleased that it's like, oh, because he said, oh, I sent her over to Paris because she's an invalid. It's like, yeah, she doesn't look like much of an invalid to me, and she's hanging out with Basil Rathbone's character. It's like, what the heck? What the heck's about? What the heck's going on here? The movie really actually does pick up speed when she's over in Paris and she's kind of flirting and having fun with Basil Rathbone, and she becomes kind of the it girl over there. That's where it actually just kind of picks up, because before that it was kind of boring because she was being understated and put upon, and just not wasn't particularly fun. But she gets over there, she comes back. There's a party where she's like, you need to pretend to be my wife, and they're like making out in front. Well, you are my wife, but you need to pretend to be affectionate. She has it out with the mistress and says like, nope, I'm never going to let him go, I'm never going to divorce him. Meanwhile, they're kind of negotiating about divorce, and she said like, what, you don't love someone else, do you? It's like, yes, there's someone else, there's someone I loved from before. Was it me? And yes, discovers it's him. And Basil Rathbone's like, ah, fuck, it's not gonna be me, even though I'm in love with her too. So he goes back off to Paris to have a good time, to whatever, and they live happily ever after as, strangely enough, husband and wife. Very much pre-code. Everybody's having an affairs. You can see this is the stuff that outraged the morality police at the time. They're all having kind of these weird open relationships. It's like, it's all this stuff of, you think, oh, this stuff never happened until the 70s. It's like, yep, you hit the 30s and it doesn't actually get openly shown again until, the things kind of break up in the 70s, post code as it was. There's still high morality in the United States, but actually allowed to do this stuff. Yeah, in this movie, Robert McKenna he's okay. He's okay. He's not a block of wood like Richard Barthelmess. I think I mean Barthelms. I said it's Richard Barthelmess in her last co-star in Son of Gods. But no, he's okay. But Basil Rathbone and her definitely spark, and that is where the fun of the movie is. So yeah, that is Sin Takes a Holiday. Her I don't know if her being the sin going over to Paris is the holiday. It's kind of got some Pretty Woman scenes of her, getting all the gowns and the frocks and the shoes and all that stuff. So that's kind of fun. There's definitely the thing of old Hollywood. It's all about the frocks and gowns. I think there's a quote from her saying like, I don't know how much of an actor I was, but I loved being a movie star. And I think people just enjoyed me and enjoyed seeing me in attractive outfits, which she's selling herself short because she also has a certain personality, which, as I'm going on to Lady with a Past at the moment, you can see that, yes, getting more and more into her as a personality in these movies. So that is good, as a kind of a persona that's going to carry out through these movies I'm enjoying. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.